Okay, the channel song is Forever Yours, and the one that goes like, forever yours, I wanna be forever yours. And this song was literally playing in my head like the entire way home, and I was like, okay, I need to sit down and channel a message for this because there's clearly something trying to come through. So you may be in separation with this person at this time, or this could be someone that you're currently involved with. Whatever it is, the feelings coming through for this person are that they really don't want to lose you. Like, this is somebody who really does imagine spending the rest of their life with you. I feel like this isn't something that comes very natural to this person. Like, they've been in relationships before, but they've never really saw like the potential outcome the way that they see this with you. And we have the Nine of Swords coming out along with the Fool. I feel like there's a bit of resistance, like internal resistance when it comes to this connection, or it's almost like fear. I feel like this person sees you as, it's like endless, like eternal. Like the way that this person feels about your energy is, it's kind of the idea that like this person knows that they are never going to meet someone like you in their life. Like they're never going to meet another person who just is as, how do I explain this? Like universal as you, or universally equipped, like universally known. You are very, very spiritually deep. And this person is not familiar with that. There's something that is so magnetic about you, like to this person, with the Magician on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. I feel like your energy in this world, like the way that you show up in this world, is very impractical. Like it's the opposite of basically what this person has always viewed life as, which is just very day to day, you know, do this, do that, never really question why. And you come into this person's life and you question why. You question everything. You are very aware, like your eyes are very open. And the way that this person sees you is just pure magic. Like the way that this person just wishes that they could, it's almost like understand how you do what you do with the Seven of Wands, because they see how everything just kind of happens for you and falls into place. And with the Seven of Wands, I don't know why, but I'm feeling like the pressure to change something, or they feel the pressure to change something. And the Seven of Swords, I wasn't going to pull it off the bottom of the deck, but it stood out to me once again. So with the Seven of Wands and the Seven of Swords, I feel like you both have a fear surrounding this love connection, like something that the both of you need to work through, something that you are meant to work through. So what's coming through is fire signs and water signs with the blue and the orange here. But more than that, it feels like you are both individually going through things like in your own lives. Like you're both going through really intense transformations, and you're also trying to make this relationship work is what's coming through. And with the Five of Hearts, again, this is the energy of like this person doesn't want to lose you. This person really doesn't want to lose you. I feel like you have always been in search of love, and this person just kind of like knows. Like maybe you have options at this time, but this person, you're the only one to them. Like you are all this person sees. And without you, this person feels very lost, like very, very just broken. Like you bring a certainty into their life that they've never had before. It's like they know that with you, things are just going to be okay. Like everything is good, everything is calm, everything is clear. And without you, it just feels like the energy of being left behind, like kind of stuck. And so going back to the channeled song in the beginning of this message, forever yours, like this person really desires to be yours. Like they wish to be with you forever. And that's confirmed with the Chariot card of, okay, so incoming action, incoming communication. This could be like very quick movement taking place within this connection, even unexpected movement, but just kind of like, whoa, like giddy up cowboy kind of energy. It's like, whoa, like I gotta act fast. Like I gotta get on this. I gotta make sure that I'm showing up right in this connection for this person. And with the Two of Hearts on the bottom, this is just a confirmation of that forever love. Swans mate for life. So this is mating for life. Like this is your person for life if you so choose. Like if this is something that you are open to, this person has already decided that you are their forever person. So now it's just a matter of, okay, are you also going to decide that this is your forever person? Because you have a very, very beautiful future, a very peaceful future. Like, this is a fantasy future. This is what a lot of people hope for and dream for. This is one of those relationships where you don't have to worry about unwarranted surprises down the line. Like, you are seeing this person's shadows. All of their shadows are being revealed. All of your shadows are being revealed. Like, when you decide to commit to one another, that's it. Like, you've seen the deepest, the darkest, like, you know each other when you are ready to commit. And so this isn't something that you're getting into where a few years down the road you're going to be like, well, I never even knew this person. No, you're knowing this person now. They're showing you everything, so you don't have to worry about being blindsided. And so if you have this fear of like, oh, they're going to leave you, they're going to cheat on you, none of that exists in your future with that person. This is your forever person if you choose. So I trust that this message will find only those it is meant to. Please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If you do feel called to dive in further to your personal love connection, I offer energy readings, candle rituals. You can also receive a reading in the mail, Persephone Sacred Secrets, if you do feel called. All of that you can find on my website if you click the link in my bio. And I am honored to channel for you if and whenever you feel called. There's something very mischievous about this person's intentions, but it doesn't feel like something toxic or something that you should be worried about. It's more just like this person is up to something, like they're planning something. It doesn't feel so much like a surprise as it just feels like a future almost. Like this person is planning a future that you can't, it's like they can't tell you the plans yet because this person really has a thing for control. This person really needs to be in control of the situation. They are desiring of being in control of you in one way or another, but again, not in like a controlling or not in like a malicious or like ill intention or like toxic kind of energy here. It's actually very playful, like very light. It's like the moment that they would even sense any type of fear in you, they would completely back off. And it's like that's what allows it to be so playful. It's like they're very respectful of your boundaries and like how you're feeling. Like they want to make sure you feel safe and okay. Yeah, we have the Devil card coming out. Okay, so seduction just gives me the energy of like, you know what's coming through is this person is very used to getting their way through, it's like acts of service, through like physical touch here. Something with physical touch is coming through. They're just very used to getting what they want. This person doesn't take no well for an answer. It's like they will on the surface, but deep down they're already plotting and planning of like ways that they can get what they want. And so coming back to that original message that came through, they have a thing for you. It's like they see you as something, it's like a mountain to be climbed, not necessarily conquered so much as it is like staking their claim. Like they want to make sure, like they want to claim you as theirs is like the overall message coming through. I'm trying to keep it as like PG-13 as I possibly can, but with the King of Wings here, this person is okay with waiting. This person is okay with the waiting game. Like they really don't, yeah, patience on the bottom here, temperance. They're in no rush here because they know, it's like in the back of their mind, I feel like they have already seen this future with you. Like they already know what it is. Like they already know how it ends. And I immediately like want to put up my left hand here for the ring finger. With the Five of Wings, I'm hearing like it's over for everyone else. We have the Queen of Shells or the Queen of Hearts and the Ace of Shells, love, and the Leader. Like it's over for everyone else. Like you're it. Like it's, what I'm being shown is like an image of you, and like everything around you is just completely blurred. Like it doesn't exist for this person, or at least like it exists, but they don't acknowledge it. It's definitely not similar like qualities and characteristics. It's almost like you come from two different backgrounds. Like this person isn't who you were expecting. I'm hearing like you warmed up to one another now, but in the beginning it really wasn't what you were expecting. Or if you haven't come to this point yet, it's not going to be what you're expecting here with the Four of Roses, the Eight of Wings, and the Sun card here. it's coming after a time of, it's almost like when you were, I don't want to say at your lowest, but it's almost like you had let go of something, or you had completely like released, maybe it was like a past relationship or a past situation, and then this person just appeared with the Princess of Roses and the Seven of Shells. This person appeared when you were basically, it's like starting new, like fresh start is what's coming to mind. For some reason I'm hearing like, this is not what I wanted, this is not what I planned. So it's almost like you weren't a part of this person's plan, but then you quickly became their entire world is what's coming through. The person who wasn't in the plan. There is a specific kind of love that arrives without warning. Not the kind that builds slowly through intention and shared dinners and deliberate getting to know you conversations. Not the kind you see coming from a comfortable distance and can prepare yourself for. The kind that simply appears one day in the middle of a life that had already been arranged around other expectations, and quietly, completely, without asking anyone's permission, becomes the most important thing in it. This person did not plan for you. And that, the fact that you arrived in a life that had not made room for you, in a heart that had not prepared itself, at a moment when neither the timing nor the circumstances were particularly inviting, that is not a small thing. That is actually everything. Because people fall into love with the loves they were expecting all the time. What is rare, what is genuinely rare, is falling into love with the one you never saw coming, and finding that it reaches deeper than anything the planned ones ever did. You have to understand something about who this person was before you. They lived in the practical, in the measurable, the manageable, the day-to-day rhythm of a life that moved from one thing to the next without asking too many questions about why. Not because they were incapable of depth, but because nothing had ever given them sufficient reason to go there. They had relationships before you, feelings before you, experiences that felt at the time like they mattered. But looking back from where they stand now, those experiences seem like photographs of a country they visited once without ever understanding the language. And then you showed up. You who can questions everything, who moves through the world with your eyes genuinely open to what most people have agreed to stop seeing. Who carries this quality of spiritual awareness, not as a performance or a label, but as a fundamental way of being that makes the ordinary feel suddenly uncomfortably insufficient to people who encounter it honestly. You did not try to change how they saw things. You simply existed at a frequency they had no previous reference for, and the exposure to that frequency made their previous ceiling feel instantly, obviously too low. They watched things fall into place for you in ways they could not explain. They watched you trust something they had been taught was not trustworthy. And instead of dismissing it, instead of retreating to the safe ground of cynicism, something in them cracked open that had been sealed for a very long time. What they feel when they think of you is not something they have language for yet. That is part of why it has been difficult. Part of why the internal resistance has been so persistent, not because the feeling is wrong, but because it is larger than anything they previously knew how to hold. They have loved before in the way that people love when they are not yet fully open. Carefully, with one hand always slightly reserved. With that particular habit of keeping a part of themselves back as insurance against the possibility of loss. With you, they cannot find the reserve. They have looked for it, and it is not there. And that terrifies them in a way they will not say out loud. Because the thing about loving someone without a reserve is that it means the potential loss of that person is not just painful, it is disorienting in a structural way. It is the kind of loss that would leave them genuinely unsure of how to reorient themselves. Without you, they have said to themselves, in the quiet moments they do not share, they would not know
quite where to stand.
You bring a particular quality of certainty into their world. Not certainty about outcomes or guarantees about the future, but the kind of certainty that lives in the present moment. The feeling that with you, things are somehow okay, that the ground is solid, that the noise that lives in the back of their mind quiets when you are near. Here is the unexpected emotional truth of all of this, and it has taken me a moment to find the right words for it. This person is planning something, not in a shadowy or concerning way. In the way of someone who has already seen the end of the story clearly in their mind and is quietly, methodically, with a particular kind of contained excitement, working out how to get there. There is a mischievous quality to it, light, playful, deeply attentive to how you feel and what you need. They would stop the moment they sensed any discomfort from you. That responsiveness is real. But underneath the playfulness is something serious and permanent. A future they have been mentally constructing with your name built into every room. They are not telling you yet because they cannot. Not because they are hiding something damaging, but because this particular person has a deep need to be in control of the moment, to present things on their own terms, in their own time, in the way they have imagined. And what they are imagining involves you in a way that is permanent. They have already decided. What they have decided is that you are their person, not one of several possibilities, not the best available option. You. Specifically and completely you, in a way that makes everything else blurry and peripheral and vaguely beside the point. While you may be moving through this period with a sense of your own options, with the natural awareness that connection exists in multiple directions, they are not experiencing that multiplicity. For them, it has already collapsed into one. You are in focus. Everything else has gone soft at the edges. And I want to say something directly to you about that because it matters. You have been searching for love for longer than you wanted to admit. Not desperately, not in the visible way of someone openly seeking, but in that quieter way that runs underneath everything. The way a person who has wanted something genuinely and deeply for a long time learns to carry the wanting in the background so it does not interfere with the daily business of living. That searching is over. You just may not know it yet. The connection between you is not one that will reveal its complications years in. What is rare about this particular pairing is that the process of becoming known to each other, with everything that implies, is happening now. The shadows are surfacing. The complexities are visible. Neither person is performing a curated version of themselves that will eventually give way to something more complicated and less comfortable. You are seeing each other, and when the decision to commit fully is made, it will be made with open eyes. Not the eyes of two people who have constructed idealized versions of each other that will eventually crack under the weight of ordinary life. The eyes of two people who have already sat inside each other's most difficult material and chosen to stay anyway. That is a fundamentally different foundation. The fear of being blindsided, the anxiety of wondering who someone will turn out to be when the careful presentation fades. Those particular fears do not apply here. You will not look across a room 5 years from now and realize you are a stranger to the person sitting there. But there is something important about the timing of all of this that deserves acknowledgement. You were not expecting this person either. You arrived at this connection from a place of fresh beginning after some things had been released, after some previous chapter had come to its conclusion, and you were in that tender in-between space of not yet knowing what came next. The ground was new beneath your feet. You were not looking for this. And then there they were. Not what you would have described if someone had asked you to describe what you were looking for. From a different background, a different way of moving through the world, carrying a different set of tools, and a different relationships to the things you hold most important. In the beginning, the fit was not obvious. You had to warm to it. You had to allow the unfamiliarity to become familiar before the depth of what was possible between you could begin to surface. They had the same experience from their side, and then something happened that they also were not expecting. You became necessary to them before they had decided to let that happen. They looked up one day and realized that what had started as something outside their plan had become the plan itself. Both of you are in the middle of your own transfer and transformations right now. That is important to name honestly, because it explains some of the difficulty, some of the fear that sits alongside all of this genuine feeling. Two people who are each individually in the process of becoming something new do not always know how to calibrate the space between their own growth and the growth of what they are building together. It requires patience that does not always come naturally. It requires trusting the connection during the seasons when each person's internal weather makes full presence difficult. The fears on both sides are real. They are not signs that something is wrong. They are signs that something is real enough to be frightening, substantial enough to be worth protecting, deep enough that its potential loss feels genuinely significant. Work through the fear, not past it, through it. And here is the deepest realization in all of this, the one that I think reshapes everything else once it lands properly. The love that arrives without warning, the love that crashes through a life that had not made space for it. The love that turns out to be the one a person would not have designed if they had been designing. That love is almost always the truest kind, because we design things to fit our limitations. We build our expectations around the shape of what we have already experienced, what we believe is available, what we think we deserve on our most contracted days. And the love that exceeds that design, that arrives from outside the blueprint and refuses to fit within it, that love is showing you something about what is actually possible for you. Something larger than your previous imagination of it. This person showed up in your life during a fresh start and became your entire world before they had finished introducing themselves. That is not coincidence. That is not casual. That is the particular fingerprint of something that was always supposed to find you, taking the path it needed to take to arrive at the right moment. The patience they carry about this connection, the quiet certainty that lets them wait without anxiety, comes from the same place as their decision. They have already seen how this ends, not in a resigned way, in the luminous waves of someone who has caught a glimpse of something beautiful and is simply doing the necessary work of getting there. They are getting there. You are the only thing in their frame. And if you let yourself look clearly, past the surprise of this person's appearance in your life, past the unfamiliarity that has been slowly becoming familiar, past the fear that mirrors their own, what you will find is that you already know something too. You already know this is the one. You just needed someone to say it out loud so you could stop pretending you did not.